Okay, so this week I wanted to give you a review of Zombieland 2 Double Tap. I got to watch it on Saturday and it's been out for about a week. I did want to watch it when it came out. I'm very much a fan of going to the movies as soon as they are released, but Halloween movies in general aren't really my favorite. Like thriller movies, scary movies are not really my favorite. I wouldn't say like I don't mind them, but I've tried to get into them a few years now and I just haven't. I've never found one that is my taste. And maybe I just haven't like found that, but scary movies are just kind of have always been bottom tier movies to me. They're like that, like I don't know, like they're like the white bread in the bread basket at Cheesecake Factory where you like know that the brown bread is better, you know? It's not like your like white bread's not your first choice because you know everything else in the basket is better. But if those are your kind of movies, and you know, that's awesome. You'll probably enjoy this season, and there's a lot of other movies coming out that I probably won't see. This is probably the only one that I am actually going to check out, that I checked out. But anyway, all that being said, Zombieland is not one of those movies that is really gonna like scare you. Last year Halloween came out, and well, I don't know, it was like Halloween, but it was called, I'm sure there was like more to that title, but I didn't even finish that one. I couldn't sit through it because I'm that much of a wuss when it comes to scary movies. But this isn't really that. It's more of a comedy than anything else, and so that's probably why I was totally fine watching it, and I enjoyed the first one a lot. That was one of the ones that I was like, oh, this isn't really that scary. I can handle it and be fine. And I love Jesse Eisenberg. I know there are mixed feelings about him. I know he ruined a lot of like, you know, Batman, whatever. I get it. I get it. Some people don't like him. It's the whole Tobey Maguire syndrome where like you either love him or you hate him. And most people are not in the middle. I really like him. I loved what he did in The Social Network. But then again, that was like literally hit, like, I don't know him personally, obviously, but I feel like that is him. And he's so self-deprecating and funny to me that I enjoy his work, but not everyone does, and that's okay. I still think Tobey Maguire is the best Spider-Man that we've had, and I will definitely always think that. Unless like, I don't know. I can't think of a single person that I would have rather seen play him. So, but anyway, back to Zombieland. I did enjoy it, kind of. I enjoyed the nostalgia factor of the, you know, coming back to these characters, and they're funny and they're dynamic together. But I think that's what makes this film not a success for me, was that they're not even together for most of the film. Sorry, spoiler alert, but I don't know, the dynamic is off. The new characters that are brought on are nothing special. They're there for, well, one of them is there for comedic purposes and the other one is there as a love interest, and it's just kind of like, I don't fully understand their purpose in the movie other than to bring some, like, you know, I guess new people into this. And yeah, I don't know. And of course we get to see Abigail Ronson, I think is her name, Brosnan, Abigail Brosnan, and she is, you know, the little sister that they were looking for in the last movie, and they found her, and she's, you know, with everyone now. And it's, I guess, for entertainment value, you know, all of the zombie killing and all of that is entertaining, and I don't know, it was missing a lot for me this time around. The jokes weren't as funny at all. Like, I just remember sitting through the last one. Maybe I need to rewatch it, but I remember sitting through the last one and laughing out loud quite often. And this one just didn't do it for me. And it was that mixture of like, you're laughing, but all of a sudden a zombie shows up, and so you're scared. And like, it was all very thrilling in the last one. And this one just falls completely short. So for me, I'd say, like, as much as it pains me to say it, and as much as Rotten Tomatoes, I think, gave it like a 67 or something like that. Like, it's not like, it didn't have a great rating, but it also didn't have like a 20. And in my opinion, I am gonna go ahead and say it was maybe like a 4.5 out of 10, and that's generous, and I'm only doing that because Woody Harrelson and Emma Stone are in it, and I love them, and you know, Woody Harrelson can do no wrong in my book, and then Jesse Eisenberg also in it. But it really made me think, like, man, you guys did not need to do this film. There was no need for it. And I don't know why those actors chose to be in this film again. They should have left well enough alone. But I mean, that's true for a lot of sequels and things like that. There's rarely ever a sequel that's just as good. But there are some. And this is just, I don't know if they could have just spent more time on the script, or because the effects are the effects. I think you go into a movie now, and unless the effects absolutely suck, then we've come such a long way that it's easy enough to get the effects, the makeup wise, and like, you know, all the graphics that come up with Zombieland, like the rules show up and things like that. It's easy enough, I'd say, to get that stuff right and make it look aesthetically maybe not pleasing, but however you want it to look, because for Zombieland, obviously there's a certain look that they're going for. So none of that is off, but it's just script's not funny. Dynamic, like the chemistry between everyone is off. Yeah, I don't know. It was just didn't sit. It didn't really sit well with me. So much so that I'm gonna tell you, I left before the movie was over, and I don't know, and I don't feel like I missed out. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe it would have gotten better. I don't think so. I sat through most of it, and I was there with a friend, and I know that like I wasn't the only, like I was like, does this movie suck or am I crazy? And the answer was no, it does suck. So anyway, all that to say, my rating for this one is gonna be, I'd say a 4.5, and that's generous. But check it out if you don't care about an interesting plot and an interesting script and interesting dialogue. And if you just want to maybe like sit through it's very much a, I guess like a, I was gonna say Dumb and Dumber, but even that, like I laugh every time I watch that. So I'm trying to think of something that's like less funny, that's, I don't know, it's not Shaun of the Dead worthy. It's like it's nothing, it's on none of those levels. It was just not a movie that should have been made, sadly. But you know, I guess but it was fun. It was fun though, and that's what I'm saying. Like if you have nothing to do and you and your friend, it's a rainy day and you want to go hang and watch a very, very subpar movie, then go check this one out. But that's all I gotta say about that. Right, see you guys.